friends would say I'm selective.
But I think sometimes when you are light and you have healing energy and you're nurturing, that you have to be careful about.
Yeah, that especially people who will be attracted to someone they feel like they can nurture or
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Bird 91. We're talking to you guys obviously about Ready to Love, and we're breaking down Lee and obviously Herbert's conversation. And I think what's really interesting about it is what she says in it. She says she gets tunnel vision when she begins to like somebody, and then they start talking about healing and how people are attracted to people that are nurturers. And I put the two and two together, and I got this particular video, and I asked this question: is Lee tunnel vision, or is it a fear of boundaries and discernment? I think it's a bit of both. I think naturally, as human beings, when we get into love, when we fall in love, it is tunnel vision. You're expected to because you're falling in love. The key thing is, though, but if you're not falling in love and you're liking somebody, you having tunnel vision is actually problematic. And the reason why it's problematic is because oftentimes what it does mean is that your blinkers turn off, your discernment goes off, your judgment goes out the window, and you become solely focused on this target. And you don't allow any other information to come in because you're so focused on this vision that's tunneled. But we have to ask this question: where does that come from? Why does a person get to that place? And that's what we're going to break down in this conversation. So I do believe that every human being is tunnel vision when it comes to falling in love. You know what I mean? I'm still in love with you. Okay, let's start that. But when you're talking about liking somebody and you've got tunnel vision, it's often an indication that the person doesn't want to discern what's right in front of them because they believe that their love and their care and their nurture solves all the problems in the world. And the reality is, no, you've got poor boundaries. Okay, let's talk about it. Listen, if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. All right, listen, don't forget, click on that bell button. Make sure it turns black, and that means you'll get notification of all the videos we do. As well, don't forget, you can join our membership, support this channel. It's $1, £1. And you get to be a part of the exclusive membership conversations we have. We've had two already in the last month, so really, really cool and great time. We had a private Zoom as well for our people as well. All right, let's get into the conversation because I think it's really key. I want to get into some deeper stuff here as well, right? So let's get this part here.
Store them. Lee is cool and more than one may think or meets the eye. So it was refreshing, and I think there is.
Let me say this first and foremost: Lee is beautiful. Woo, but babe, chocolate all the way. But let's talk about the actual subject here. Tunnel vision focus, right? I think one of the key things is that if you're one of those people that are a person that is tunnel vision, you have to understand that relationships, before you get into an actual relationship where you agree to be exclusive or be dating monogamously, there is an aspect of vetting that needs to happen. Tunnel vision does not promote vetting. Tunnel vision promotes feelings. And if it feels right, I'm going to do it. But we know that the world isn't based solely on feelings. We actually have to do things that we don't necessarily feel like doing. One of those things is to vet people. And Lee gives me this energy of being this really lovely, beautiful sound guy. And the way she used the word, that Herbert is so sweet. And, that innocent, that sweet voice. And I'm not saying she actually is those things. It's what I'm getting as an impression. But when she added the tunnel vision, when she starts to like somebody, it means you're gonna exclude everybody else from the basket. You're no longer gonna focus on anybody else, but solely that person. And what that does is that you home in into somebody, and it means that now also you lose power in the exchange or the negotiation between that person. Don't think of it too much, not too dark. What I'm saying is, then what happens is you get so entrenched with that one person that when you don't have any other person you're talking to, you're locked in already. And for the other person reading that, if they sense that, so, and especially in this dating world where it's a bit crazy, people take advantage of that. I'm not saying that you should be talking to a multitude of people and a whole host of millions of people. What I'm saying is, until it's locked down, why aren't you having conversations with other people? Why are you so determined to have that one conversation with that one person? And usually people are afraid to open themselves up to other people, right? They're afraid to put themselves into a space where they get to be tapped in by other people. And the reason why is because they often are in serving mode. They're often in a place of where they're trying to serve other people. They're always thinking about how best that you can be in a better place. So, like, I'm not going to talk to many people because, one, I'm not very good at it, but it's not just that. I want to make sure, so too, that when you see me just solely focused on loyal to you, but you're not actually serving that person. When you rob yourself of putting yourself in the best possible light, and best possible position to be able to actually interact with that person. I think the fact that she mentioned that she is a lover, or so she, tunnel vision when she likes somebody, it showed me that she's a bit of a lover, and people who are lovers, they love the fantasy. They love, I just want to feel it. I just want to just be in it. I just want to be wooed and swooned and all this kind of stuff, right? But the reality is people do mad stuff in dating. People are crazy in dating. Not everybody has your best intentions in dating, and requires what? Vetting and judgment and discernment. Okay? I keep on falling in. I don't know where that note was going, but anyway. But you keep falling in love, right? You need to be able to discern that. Now, I think the next thing is the fact that she also mentioned nurturer as well. These types of people, they are lovers, nurturers, right? They're healers, and they make their whole identity their healing. And then they forget that the other aspects of actually forming a relationship means actually testing what the other person says they're bringing to the table. Is actually to see what they said on a tin and to see if they actually do it. And people who are natural nurturers and healers oftentimes forget about that because it's about the feelings. And if they see somebody wounded, they want to heal that person rather than actually going, well, that's not for me to do. Or if I'm going to heal, if I'm going to be in a place of trying to help you heal, I don't need to be in a relationship with you. I need to be a friend, nothing more and nothing less. I mean, it could be less, to be honest, but yeah, right? And so healers oftentimes get abused by people because they don't have no good sense of boundary. They don't want to put a boundary in place. It's like, no, but they need to be able to, they need to be able to grow. I need to give them space to mature. And he or she didn't mean that. I just see the best in people. And you're always seeing the best in people when you realize that the world is not the best, right? You got to come to that reality. The world is not the best. Okay? I know you want to see the best in people, but the world is not the best. That does not mean that you don't see the best in people at times, but you got to learn how to balance and say, is this the appropriate time to want to see the best in somebody? Or do I need to really be judged? Do I really need to be discerning here? Right? So tunnel vision again, I believe it's oftentimes there's an undercurrent underneath it, which is wanting to be. I can't talk to multiple people. I hear that, which is fair, but the other aspect is like you just want to be locked into that person. You don't want to do anything else. You just want to be in that person's zone and in that person's thought process and mind, and you just want it to be a perfect, loving fantasy that it just we looked at each other, we liked each other, we fell in love. You want the story. You want the Disney story, the princess story. And the reality is it doesn't work like that, right? Now, I'm not saying go out there and talk to 100 million people. What it means is if the person hasn't locked down you, you don't need to lock yourself down. You don't need to be locked down, right? You may not want to talk to several people, but you don't have to be locked down. Right. So that's just my personal thoughts. Now you may see it differently, but I do believe when people say tunnel vision, they often are people who are lovers and they see the world as just love. And if they can just give love to the person, that person will overcome. I need boundaries, baby. I need boundaries. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification on uploads.